Accordingly.
Thank you very much. We have a public portion. We have 3 speakers. Mr. Reynolds, you're up. 3 minutes.
Okay, good morning. Still good morning, yes. Okay, people say I'm wasting my time coming here to speak, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm here about election machines. And we're talking about Resolution 1026, which authorizes $34 million for the purchase of 2,750 ExpressVote XL voting machines. I'm a founding member of Project Civica. Project Civica is a not-for-profit organization which promotes civic action and government oversight, kind of like Mr. Trotter. So my colleagues and I have spent the last few years promoting the use of hand-marked paper ballots in elections and opposing voting machines like the ExpressVote XL, which eliminates hand-marked paper ballots. We have given over 100 presentations to town boards, city councils, and county legislatures across the state. We have been here numerous times. After all our work and understand our frustration, we found out that you're moving ahead with the purchase of the Vote XL, which eliminates the hand-marked paper ballots, and worse yet, uses barcodes to cast votes. It appears Suffolk County does not get the big picture. There's been a national movement to assure verifiable elections. The elimination of hand-marked paper ballots is not conducive with this movement. In a speech last week, the President of the United States called for the use of hand-marked paper ballots. In addition, the use of barcodes to cast votes is unacceptable by all guidelines and is the subject of an ongoing lawsuit to decertify the XL machines in New York State. This resolution, introduced by the county executive, hides the fact that it authorizes the purchase of the ExpressVote XL. We've been told that there would be a bidding process before new voting machines were chosen or purchased. There has been no bidding process, as was promised. There are 4 state-approved vendors that have the capability of providing voting machines with hand-marked paper ballots for less than the proposed $34 million. The county executive and legislature, we believe, have the responsibility for the voting machines, which are being purchased with Suffolk County taxpayer money. We should have a say in the process. At this point, it's suggested that the county executive pull the resolution or you table it until it can be demonstrated that a full RFP has been performed and hand-marked paper ballots are restored. In addition, we are calling for a full investigation of this purchasing process, including legality of the purchase and rental agreements. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Up, we have Susan Hansen.
I'm here today once again to object to the $34 million purchase Suffolk County is about to approve with taxpayer dollars. Today you, the overseers of the Suffolk County budget, are about to approve the purchase of new ES&S voting machines. Several of us have appeared before you over the past year to express valid and irrefutable concerns, but it appears that our objections have fallen on deaf ears. And I'll throw another log on the fire. Based on information I've received, these machines have been banned at the federal level. The NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, in 2019 and again in 2023, identified the machines you are purchasing as a threat to national security and cannot be used in support of federal elections. Section 889 and 5949, respectively. Look it up. But none of that matters to you. You'll argue that this is out of your hands and blame the state. You'll say that the Suffolk County Board of Elections doesn't report to the county. They report to the State Board of Elections, and we should take our concerns to them. Wrong. We've brought our concerns to you because you are the ones holding the purse strings, and you are complicit with a multi-million-dollar bad decision that we have to pay for. And I have to wonder, how many of the 1.5 million Suffolk residents know what you are about to do? How many of them have you informed? And how many approve of this purchase? I am livid. You have let us down. You have failed. As I see it, you are rubber stamping this exorbitant and dangerous purchase without critical analysis or questioning, and without adequately informing or seeking the approval of the people you are supposed to represent. Should you move this resolution forward, you are the problem, all of you, and you do not deserve the office you hold. Shame on you. Lastly, I would urge all Suffolk County residents to contact your local representative for an explanation. The entire legislature is voting on this next week. The main phone number is 631-853-4070.
Thank you, Susan. Next up is Susan Greenhaigh.
Good morning, Chair Trotta, Vice Chair Kennedy, and members of the committee. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak before you. As you hopefully recall, I am the Senior Advisor for Election Security at the National Nonpartisan Legal Advocacy Organization, Free Speech for People, and we also oppose the purchase of the ExpressVote XLs. Through FOIA request, I have received a copy of a rental agreement that's been executed on January 22nd by the Board of Elections. It appears that the board is moving forward to procure these machines, in some part at least, without already receiving an appropriations from this committee, which appears to contravene or fail to comply with Suffolk County requirements. In addition, they have not already received the appropriations for this. In addition, they did not go through an RFP process, as has been stated before, claiming that they're using the General Services Office's contracts that are negotiated in Albany. But in fact, those contracts are only for purchase, they're not for rental. So that contract is not applicable for what's going on right now to jam through these machines and get them already, get their foot in the door to get these machines in Suffolk County. So it seems that there are some improprieties in the way the purchasing is going that need to be looked at and investigated, in addition to the concerns with these machines that have been raised. The Board of Elections came to you in May and told you that these machines meet the latest voting system standards that were adopted in 2021. That is completely untrue. These machines are certified to 2005 standards, 20 years ago, right now. So that means that Suffolk County will be appropriating $34 million to buy machines that are certified to standards that are 20 years old. That's why we are urging you to pause this, to lay on the table Resolution 1026, which would appropriate these funds to the Board of Elections, and instead seek to purchase machines that are going to be, that are certified to the later standards, which are coming through this year. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I do.
Yes.
A lot of what you said was good, and a lot of it wasn't true. I'm just going to explain. How it was explained to me that there was a state bid that they can buy them off of.
Right.
Now, guess what? Before I spend $34 million, I'd like to rent the car for a little while and see if it worked, which is what they're doing right now, and it comes from the operating budget. So they're allowed to take these machines, spend their money, and rent them to see how they do. I actually think it's a good thing that they did this.
Well, then if they do that, thank you, Chair, for the question. They do that, they should then go through the RFP process to try other machines as well.
I don't disagree with you. There are things that I don't know that you talk about that may or may not be true. The one thing I am disappointed in is that they haven't met with you. Because when we had this argument before about some other things, people being 100 years old, we met with them and cleared it right up. So I'm not happy that they haven't met with you. I'm going to try to arrange a meeting between now and Tuesday. We're going to discharge this without recommendation. And I can tell you that if they don't meet with you, I probably won't vote for it. I can't speak for anybody else here, but I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't sit down with you and go over your concerns with us there so we can educate ourselves. I mean, some of the things you said obviously weren't true, and I agree with them. Other things you said, I don't know.
May I ask, what are the things that I said that weren't true?
Well, that they violated the law by renting it. That is doing the right thing. In my mind, if I'm going to spend $34 million on a car, I want to rent it for a week and see if I like it. And see if it works right.
Okay, so I understand.
So that you lose credibility when you say that. Now I'm suspect of everything else you say, because of that. But having said that, you should sit down, and I'd like to sit there and say, is this true what she's saying? Are there 2021 standards? I don't know. I'm not an expert on voting machines. You know, I don't know the answers to these questions. And you're right. We have a responsibility for the taxpayers' money. And if we could do it for $15 million rather than $34 million, we probably should. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you.
Thank you.